Greetings, everybody. All hail internal combustion here. We're doing a 4-barrel conversion on the F150 extended cab that we have. And one thing I want to deal with while I'm in here is I want to get rid of this big old heavy cast iron exhaust manifold bracket. It was originally part of another system and we cut it and modified it. But now that I've got the brackets freed up from my other truck, I can tuck this alternator in a little bit tighter and drop it down just a hair and probably save about 5 pounds of weight off the nose of the truck if I take this thing out of here. The way it's set up now, it's got this big bolt going through it to be the pivot point. Your adjustment is down underneath at the bottom. Then I got this bracket that's bolted to the head. So what I'm going to do is grab up some tools and get this unbolted and see what I need to do to make all this work. That's the big alternator bracket, cast iron piece that I took out of the way. So now I've got the space opened up coming off of the cylinder head here. And the modification that I had to make on my other truck was I was having a really hard time finding just an alternator bracket, and I ordered like 2 or 3 of them and none of them worked. So what I did was I took the original bracket, which is here, and I welded on this drop for it. And what it's actually doing is it's putting your alternator down at a little bit more of an angle so you can get adjustment out of it, and so the alternator body doesn't hit here. And this is the upper bracket that I made for it, and this will go through with a piece of all thread and a spacer into the cylinder head. But I think before I put the alternator back in here, I'm gonna clean all that munge up back there and get this prettied up a little bit. So I got most of the grease and oil and such off that cylinder head, and if you can see down there, I've got my lower modified alternator bracket on, and up here at the top I had a stud already put through here so I didn't have to pull my pulley off, because I guess I figured I'd eventually do this on this truck too. So I got a pulley and a nylon lock nut there. I ran a piece of all thread all the way through, bottomed it out in the cylinder head. Got one of these chrome spacer thingies off the Summit. I see a lot of guys do the stack of washers thing. Just remember, if you need to in a pinch, you can always go to Home Depot or Lowe's and pick up a piece of steel pipe and just cut it with a hacksaw to make the length that you need. And I ran the alternator on top of that, and I've got my bracket going from alternator to here, because if you don't have a bracket here, you put tension on your alternator, you'll actually see this bolt start to pull over, and that'll knock all your pulleys and such out of track, and you'll have a bad time at some point going up the highway when you shred your belt. But as you can see, everything is in line. I got to tighten it down and adjust my belt, but that's it for a quickie upper bracket delete on these things, because they take up so much room, they're so ugly, and they weigh so much. And Ford was all about lightening weight in these years, making aluminum air filters and stuff like that, and they should have found a way not to use cast iron on their accessory brackets. So that's going to be it for this particular thing. As I said, we're still working away on the motor. I'm waiting for a nipple to come in so I can put my heater hose on. Then we got to put our water neck on. I got to rephase the timing a little bit, but that'll be on another video. So that's all for me. All hail internal combustion. Like and subscribe.